everyone, Denise here from Sewlimitless, and in today's video I want to talk about these pants that I made. So I'm going to do a pattern review. If that is of interest to you, then please stick around and let's get started. So as I said, today's video is going to be a little pattern review. These are the duet trousers from Love Notions. Let me show you this. The pattern is for woven fabrics or for knit. I made mine from a Ponte knit that I had. I purchased the fabric from Mood Fabric. If they still have something available, I will try to put a link in the description box. It's kind of a heavier weight than what I actually had thought. So these would be good for in the fall, not so much for summer, but like cooler days in spring or definitely in the fall and winter, because it's a bit heavy for me, at least going into the summer. But I'm glad I made them. But as far as the pattern is concerned, like I said, it is for woven or for knit fabrics. It is a PDF. Now, I know a lot of you have said you do not like PDF patterns. The thing that I do like about the Love Notions patterns, and this is not the first time that I've made one of their garments, one of their patterns. One of the things that I do like about their patterns is that they have what they call no trim assembly. So you don't actually have to do any cutting in order to put the pattern together, which I think is really helpful because it makes it a lot faster because I don't have to cut anything. I just print it out. Also, one of the first things I do when I'm going to put the pattern together is I'll print the instruction booklet, whatever that, it involves. I print that out first because then I can look at all the different pattern options and variations and see if what version of the pattern, what view I want to make, and I can figure out the sizing. So sometimes if I'm between one or two sizes, I may just go ahead and print those two sizes. They have layered PDF printing, so you can eliminate all the layers that you don't want to print. Let me put it that way. I just went ahead with the size that I figured that I would need, and that worked out well. Now, I did make a muslin for the pants, but I did a couple of pictures that I can find, and I'll put in so you can see what the muslin looked like. I was actually glad that I did that because I actually had sort of put it together a bit wrong, so that when I made the actual pants, I could correct my mistake and I knew what I had done incorrectly. So, because when you're making a muslin, you're not actually, for me, you're not actually putting the entire thing together. You're basically just making the shell of the garment so that you know whether or not the size that you're making is actually going to fit you. So that's what I did. They do have a couple of options for waistband. Now, the picture doesn't actually show it here, but they also have what is called a yoga waistband for these pants. I did not do that. I just did a regular waistband. They do have one that is labeled curvy. So I use the curvy waistband. That's for the back of the pants because you have a separate front and back waistband piece. The pants do include a zipper. Now, I eliminated the zipper because with the knit fabric and the changes that I made, I really didn't want to put a zipper in. So when I tried them on, I knew I wasn't going to need the zipper. So I just stitched up that seam. But I will tell you in a minute about the changes that I made. Now, the muslin that I made, I used an old bed sheet. So it was a woven fabric, but I knew I was going to use a knit. So with that, I knew that the muslin would fit, but it was going to be a bit tight. And it was. It was snug. I shouldn't say tight, but it was snug. And so I figured that would actually do well translated into the knit, and it did. Now, as far as some changes that I made to the pattern, I did increase the seam allowance on the sides because with the knit fabric, it would have been too much. And I didn't want to go down a size because it fit well everywhere else. So just used a larger seam allowance. Now, this pattern, it does have a 5/8 inch seam allowance. So I took that to 3/4 of an inch on just on the side seams. Everything else was the same. And I also, when I did that, I basted it, tried it on just to make sure that that was going to fit me. And it did. And so that's why I knew that that would work out well. As I said, I did eliminate the zipper. I used the curvy option for the waistband in the back. And another thing that I did, which also helped the fit, is I inserted elastic into the top of the waistband. I did it in the front and I did it in the back. And I did a little video. It's a vertical video, so it's not, for YouTube landscape, but I can go ahead and put that in so you can see what I'm talking about and see how I put that elastic in. So here are the pants again that I'm working on, and I've just kind of I've stitched in the elastic at the top of the waistband. I did a zigzag stitch. This is the part of the waistband that will be on the inside. So when it's flipped over the right way, that's what it'll look like. So the flat side is mostly on the outside, and the part with the elastic is going to be on the inside of the pants. So as you can see, I inserted that elastic in. I believe it was just like a 1/2 inch elastic that I used, that zigzag at the top, and that's what holds it in. Now, the thing that I could have actually done a bit better, I believe, is the gathering. When you're pulling and kind of stretching that elastic, I could have done a better job trying to keep it more even, but it still works out really well. So I did 2 pieces of elastic for the front and the back, and it works out great. So I am looking forward to making more of these, especially now that I've done one pair. I have a much better idea how to make more, make another pair. I can do the woven also. I believe I would use the same size. And with the woven pants, I'm sure I would need to put in the zipper. Since I took in on the side seams, I might actually, you can always cut the side seams a little bit larger. So since it's 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, maybe add a little bit more. So I might increase, say that seam is 1 inch or something like that on the sides. And that would give me enough room to sort of play with and make any adjustments that I might need. I might do something like that with the woven. But it's a really nice pattern. It was one of these things that when I saw it, as soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted to make this. I knew I wanted this pattern. I knew I wanted to make it. Now, as far as putting the actual PDF pattern together, that took me about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes to actually just tape it together. So for me, that's not a big deal. I'm not sure if there are they may have a projector option if you do that kind of thing. I don't. I just do my own printing at home. This was a quick project. Once I got the fitting uh, situation worked out, it's a quick project to put together, and you can really get a nice fit, easy, and they're very comfortable because they've got the pockets and the zipper, but they can be knit, so it feels like you're just wearing a nice, really comfortable pair of pants, and you're just but you look a little bit dressier depending on your fabric choice, I guess. But it's a really good pattern. So like I said, this is not the first time I've used one of their patterns. And so I've really enjoyed this one. And oh, by the way, it does have a tapered leg or the straight leg. I made the straight leg, but that is it for this video. If you have any questions or comments about anything that you've seen in the video, or questions, comments about anything else, let me know. And I will see you all in the next video. I thank you all for watching. I appreciate you. Take care, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.